Carla, your online doctor, with today's Live in 5. Today is Friday, November 13th. It's Friday the 13th at 5 p.m. So I've been doing my Facebook Lives over on Instagram, not Facebook Lives, my Live in 5s, over on Instagram, trying to figure out which social media platform I'm getting more viewers, because that's the whole point of this, is for people to see what I am posting. And unfortunately I can't figure out how to share, get my direct link with my IGTV videos over here to Facebook. So if any of you are experts, not my posts and my stories I can figure out, it's my IGTVs that I just can't get to the right place. So yesterday I did it on Instagram. Today I'm repeating the same information here until I can figure it out. I want to make sure I keep you guys educated as well. So we talked yesterday, and again, if you saw it on Instagram or you clicked on my link that I posted on my page, same info. So eating outdoors was an easy thing when temperatures were higher, the wind less biting, cold. Of course, not here in South Florida, but here we've been having a ton of rain. So in many places around the world, it's getting difficult to eat outdoors, right? It's not the same as during the summer, okay? It seems some restaurants are considering different options to make sure eating out continues to happen, okay, for their benefit and for ours, okay? Obviously, a restaurant can't remain in business if they don't have customers, and if people aren't going to restaurants because they don't want to be indoors, we have a problem, right? So some restaurants are using UVC lights to kill germs, or hospital grade air filters, which I think are great, but some are actually using tents, okay? And we've seen this around even during the summer. Unfortunately, some of them have side flaps, and the side flaps are all down. Eek. So it's basically closing the space to the elements. It's making a closed box of sorts and no air movement. This is not good. So as outdoor structures become more fully enclosed, it becomes the same or worse as an indoor environment, okay? And again, in some cases much worse, with a relatively closed volume of air. These enclosed spaces defeat the purpose of outdoor seating with respect to COVID-19 virus. Now, COVID risk reduction is based on distancing and proper air flow. Inside a tent, unless they're using high flow forced air blowers, excuse me, may be heated to ensure some degree of comfort. In the northern areas, that stagnant air puts diners at a very high risk, worse than eating inside the restaurant, which we know has at least 3 or more air exchanges per hour. Okay, so in a tent, if there are 0 air exchanges because there's no air conditioning system, there's nothing, that air is just stagnant. Okay, if you want to eat at restaurants offering outdoor seating, bring a jacket, a means of keeping yourself warm, but also look for seating areas with at least 2 exposed sides. Excuse me, I got a tickle all of a sudden. To offer a breeze to flush out potentially contaminated air. If only one side of the tent is open, sit closest to that side where the fresh air is blowing and moving that air around. Another option, of course, is what they have, private, like greenhouse like structures or tents, so you have your own little cubby of sorts. You can still sit with only people from your own household, because if you live in your house with them, it's okay to be in a confined space with them, so you don't get any additional exposure. But if you're going out with other couples or other family members or people that don't live with you, a private greenhouse is not really the thing you should be looking into. Now, if you do decide to go out with other people, the recommendation is to sit at least 3 feet away from them at the table and keep your mask on when you aren't eating or drinking, which means you kind of have to leave it in front of you or hang it from your ear, and not necessarily in between bites, but as soon as you're done with your meal, let's say you have a salad, you put your mask on waiting for your main course, and you communicate with each other with your masks on as much as possible. Now, these structures need to be aired out for at least 15 minutes between parties, and all high-touch surface areas, including the walls, need to be wiped down properly with appropriate disinfectants. And of course, if they're using some of the ones that I don't like, some of these bad disinfectants, they need to be ventilated again to get those out, because otherwise you're sitting in a toxic fume tent, which isn't good. Okay, so eating at restaurants may be linked to higher risk of contracting COVID-19. So during the colder months, takeout, drive-through, or delivery continue to be the safest options. Now, as we get closer to Thanksgiving, the recommendations are not to have Thanksgiving in your house with people you don't live with. So if you're inviting friends or even family, some places are recommending less than 10 people, which of course doesn't matter how many people there are. If one person has it, you're all going to get it. You're all at risk for getting it. So that's the concern. So if you can keep your party outside any which way for Thanksgiving, you are better off. So that's what I have for you on this Friday the 13th. Sorry about my little always keep water handy, so it's all good. Hope you guys have some fun things planned with family or friends this weekend. I know my daughter's here and my husband's here, and we're gonna make some dinner and maybe watch a movie and hang out. I haven't seen her. She's been at college. It's all good. So again, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I again will try to be back here on Tuesday. If I can't get the Instagram linked over, I will do one following the other so you guys don't miss out. And again, I'll be back Tuesday for another Live in 5.